So just a couple things before we start the video. I'm filming this at the end. I've already finished the rake right here, as you can see. This video was extremely off the hip. I just ran inside as soon as I started the forge, grabbed my camera equipment, and started filming. I haven't filmed in forever. So if anything is out of focus, or if anything is just poorly framed in general, please excuse it. Just give it a little bit. The quality will get back to normal, or back to my normal. You guys haven't seen that, I guess. Second thing, I am teaching myself how to forge. I have not taken any classes. It's all been YouTube and as much stuff as I could find online. So Reddit mainly, and a few old blacksmithing texts that I found. So the only thing that I know, which I don't even know if I'm doing correctly, is how to do a forge taper, how to do a reverse taper, and how to do a bar. Everything else, all the decorative stuff, I sort of just did it how I see people doing YouTube videos. I have no clue if I'm doing it correctly. So if you have any tips on anything I'm doing wrong, also hammer technique is terrible. I'm working on it. But if you have any tips on anything that I'm doing wrong, just let me know. If you have any resources, share them. I would love to get some help until I'm able to go actually find a blacksmith and learn a little bit in person. So excuse any poor technique that you see. Not trying to teach anybody, so don't learn from this. I'm just learning myself. But yeah, you guys are about to see this be made, sort of. Camera died, so you don't see the twist, but that's pretty much everything else I've forged. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hi, so my name is Bradley. I'm trying to learn how to blacksmith. This is my forge. It's a just a box of dirt forge. I'm burning lump charcoal. I just figured I'd document some of my learning process. I've been practicing with leaf keychains. Sorry, I'm standing in smoke. I've been practicing with leaf keychains, and so far I've made about 5 of those and a few hooks. Last time I was forging, the lump charcoal was like popping and exploding and burning me. So I went on Reddit. Somebody said to sort of treat it like a coke forge, where you put the new fuel on the outside and then push it in as you use it, just to burn off any moisture that probably got into the lump charcoal, causing it to pop. So because that's what I've been doing right now. Because of that, I need a rake for my forge now. So I'm gonna take this piece of steel. It's just some plain steel square stock that you get at Home Depot. That's all I've been using. So the plan is, I don't want to cut any of this off. I sort of just want to use it as is. So I'm going to make the rake end on this, bring this to a point, and make a handle on this end. The handle, I mean a loop, so that I can hang it from my forge or from a hook. And then about right here, I want to try my first twist. Haven't done twist before. I'm going to have to bring a vise out here and give it a shot. So let's get the steel hot and start trying to make a rake, I guess. So I don't actually know the correct process for this, but I'm just guessing. Basing it off the techniques that I've learned from doing the leaves and the hooks. So my plan is I'm going to make a bar, or use the barring technique, I don't know exactly what it's called, to thin this out to the thickness that I'd like for the actual rake part of the rake. And then I'm just going to take it on the edge of the anvil, bend that down once I get it to the length that I want. And then on this end, I'm going to do a taper. I'm going to turn this to round at the end. Round it, do a taper, and then I don't know exactly what it's called actually. You take it on the edge of the anvil and tap it and like slide your hammer across it to make a little curl. And I'm going to curl that back over to make the little loop for the hook. And so let's just keep going with the bar. I'm not exactly sure on how to, like I said, I'm still learning all this stuff. So the heats don't necessarily last as long as I think they probably should. I guess that just means I'm not heating up the metal long enough, or getting it hot enough, not long enough. But since I watched a video, I'll try and find it later, on how to manage a forge, and that definitely helped out a lot. I've been burning less coal, my steel's been getting to a better temperature. But anyway, yeah, so we'll thin this out, probably do maybe 1 or 2 more heats, thinning that out to get it to the length and thickness that I'd like, and then we'll bend it. So I got the end made right here. I did the bar and then bent it over. I think that'll be perfectly fine width and thickness. So now I'm heating it up again. I'm about to put a taper on it, then turn it to round. I'm going to put a little curly tip at the end and then loop it over to make the handle so that we can, store it on a hook. Okay, so change of plans, mainly because my camera's about to die. I didn't charge the batteries, I didn't plan for this. So I started the taper. I'm going to bring it to round next heat, and then hopefully in the same heat be able to make the little curl at the end. I'm not going to do a twist anymore. My plan is to make the curl, loop it over one way, and then loop it over the back the other way to have an actual handle that I can hold. So we'll see how that goes. Also, I need to be more careful. I almost flipped it around. Thought about it, didn't almost do it. Almost flipped it around to hold the hot end to use this to rake the coals. I wasn't thinking it through on that one. I'm ready to be able to use this tool though. Okay, long story short, camera died, ran out of batteries, didn't have my phone, so I finished the thing. Changed the plans of what I wanted it to look like too. So here's the finished top part of the rake, the actual rake itself. And here is the handle. So originally I just did the actual handle part. You can tell my hammer technique is not there yet because you can see some pretty bad hammer marks in the end of the taper. I didn't clean that up. I just figured I'd keep it to. I'm gonna be the one using it. I'm perfectly fine with some small hammer mark, not small hammer marks, some pretty large hammer marks. But next time I make one, I'll clean it up. As you can see, I ended up doing the twist. The reasoning for that is, let's see if I can put it all in the frame. So when I finished it, the handle and this part of the rake were both facing the same direction. So the hand would have had to been sideways to use the rake, which I, was like, obviously I need to fix that. So I twisted it until it was in the correct orientation. But the problem is, I messed up again. I'm left-handed, and I made it for being held in the right hand. It's fine with me. Again, I can use my right hand for a little bit until I make another one, because good practice. I was able to practice barring for the bar technique for the first time. What is that actually called? Somebody tell me that. But for the first time, instead of doing just tapers, I made a bar. Practiced my taper, forwards taper. Some pretty good practice on that. Practiced the little curl there. Don't know what that's called either. If you can tell me what that is, that'd be lovely. And also for the first time, I twisted it. Twisted the steel. That was pretty hard to do because my fire is not very large. Also, I used it to spread out my forge so that it could get extinguished. As you can see, it's a little high. I didn't fill it all the way up with dirt because this is, I think, this is a foot. I think, not exactly sure. I don't remember when I bought that wood. I think it's a foot. So I didn't see the need to fill all the way up, but now I do, because when I was putting the steel in, I had to mound up the coal pretty high to get it, and it was still exposed to the air. So I didn't get it as hot as I needed to, and I just heated it up as safely as I could with a hot piece of steel in my hand, ran over to the closest vise, which, excuse the messy workshop, it's not mine. This is the closest vise. Moved all the flammable stuff away as much as I could. That's why it's piled right there. Again, I'm gonna have to clean that up. I moved it all out of the way. And twisted it, which I'm pretty happy with this handle. Probably one of the best looking things that I've made so far, other than the hooks, which fairly easy stuff. But very happy with this piece.